Hello guys, so we're going to be doing an analysis for the gold charts for the new week that we're about to step into. But before we share this analysis with you guys, we're going to be looking at what we said last week. Now, as you can see the charts, this was what we shared with you. Last week was an interesting one. We were able to take some sell trades, right? So last week we told you in the analysis that we're looking for price to break above this range and come in, sweep liquidity, and then start to drop. And as you can see, we marked our key levels, and as you can see, price came into this first level and into this entire zone, and you can see we started seeing the drop. Now on Monday we caught this sell right from here at the very tip, right? And price came down, started to move sideways, came back up during the news and took us out, and then continued to drop again. So right after the news we were able to catch this whole drop down on Wednesday, and on Thursday also we were able to catch some more move downwards like this. We posted all this on our Telegram, so if you're not on the group, just make sure to go join the group and let us know in the comment section what you're going to be looking out for in this new week. So in this new week, what are we going to be doing? That's the question, right? So let's do the top-down analysis. We're going to start from the monthly time frame quickly. Let me just delete some of this. So let's do the top-down analysis. Let's go to the monthly time frame. All right, we're going to leave this remaining ones here. So now looking at the monthly, we can clearly see that gold is bearish. Gold is generally bullish, yes, overall, but gold is dropping as we're seeing this drop. We told you guys that gold is going to be getting down to 4,000. As you can see, gold already has gotten very close. So in this new week, what should we expect? Let's go to the weekly time frame. All right, let's go to the weekly chart. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we can still see that gold is bearish, right? We can see lower lows and lower highs. All right, and gold is still heading down to 4,000, right? So, and we'll most likely will get there pretty soon. So in this new week, what can we do? We're going to still stick to looking for sales, right? So we could look for sales from the 50% level of this week candle, right? Or we could actually look for sales from the weekly resistance that we can see right here, the few minor weekly resistance we can mark out right here. So the first is the 50% level. Let's mark that out. So we've marked out the 50% weekly fee bit right there. It is at 4255 level. So we'll be looking for price to come into that zone, and from there probably we'll start looking for ourselves. Another level we should take into consideration is this level right here. It's the weekly resistance, right? So we should take that into consideration, which is 4216 level. So we're going to also mark that out, and then when we go to the lower time frame, we'll see what things are looking like right there. All right, another level also is right here. It's also a weekly resistance, right? So we mark that out as well. All right, so now we've marked our key levels that we're going to be keeping an eye on. So let's go to the daily. Let's see what the daily is looking like. So this is the daily. All right, good. So now we can see things better. So we're going to be expecting price to come into this first level and most likely the 50% level also, right? So price will most likely come into this 50% level, and from there we could start looking for ourselves. All right, and if you look very well on the daily, you can see that there is a small fair value gap right there on this daily time frame. All right, so that's also a good one. So we could expect price to go up into this 50% level right here and start to reject. So let's go to the 4-hour. Let's see what the 4-hour is looking like. So looking at the 4-hour, we can see things clearer now, right? You can see that this first WR we marked out right here, it's just right at this resistance level right here where price rejected from. All right, so it's a key level also that we should take into serious consideration. So price will most likely come into that zone and start giving us rejection from there. If this level doesn't hold, it would go higher into this other level, and right at this 50% weekly fee, we could also see drops happening from right there. So we're going to be keeping our eyes on this major level, right, on these two levels. I'm not sure price is going to come all the way up here at 4326 level. I'm not certain that that will happen, but we could still mark that out just to see, because as you can see, that also is a key level. You can see how price consolidated here, so that also is a key level, right? But the first level I'm going to be looking at is this first level right here, 4215, and then the 50% weekly fee, which is 4255 level. Now another thing I'm seeing here is, I notice that there's something right here. There's a tendency for us to see a drop, right, and for price to come into this level. So price could open with a gap downwards, give us a sweep. All right, you guys know what that is, right? Could give us a liquidity sweep, right? And then price could now start pushing to the upside. We could see something of this nature, and price push up to come into this level, and then from these levels we could start looking for ourselves again, right? So we could start looking for ourselves again downwards. So I see something of this nature happening now. It's possible we will see a gap downwards and then this happens, or it's possible that price could just open with a gap upwards, right, go straight into these levels and start giving us the drop that we're looking for. All right, so either way, we're going to be looking for majorly sales from this entire zone right here, right? But if price opens with a gap downwards, right, we most likely would be able to capitalize on the push upwards to then sell the market. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be looking out for, guys. So let me know in the comment section what you think. But majorly, like we said, we're going to be looking out for sales. So if you have any ideas, let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to this video. Peace out, guys. Bye.